We're live. Okay. Some guy came with a weird comment, so I had to make a comment back to him. He goes, "Why do you attack people that like animals that you think is feminism? Is feminism? Uh, I only have attacked people that um, were single males, not getting females that had cats. Now, I'm 56. I grew up in a different time period. Back in those days, those types of men were creepy. Okay. Case in point, I used to hang out with a guy I called Tall Mr. Negative. He couldn't get women. 6'2" brother, black dude with green eyes, built, still couldn't get women. And he had cats. I've only seen one successful in my life, in my experience, in my time period. Only one successful brother that got females who has cats, and that's Grease 2000. Okay. I learned that Greece does not like dogs, big dogs. There's something in the black community about big dogs. If it goes back to slavery, they're from the islands, so that's something that occurred on the islands. They must have sicked big dogs on escaped slaves or black people. But in my family, my grandmother had Great Danes. We don't have fear of big dogs. At least I don't, nor my brothers. So let's see. You think it's feminist? It's not that I think it's feminine. It's what society thought. Also, okay. You got to recognize I grew up in a different time period. I didn't grow up phagocyzed like you guys in your time period. Like cats, he goes on, etc. No animals feminine. You don't even spell good English, man. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. Is feminine. In the English language, cats are called a feline. Okay? So you're wrong about that. Besides, I'm pretty sure you say you rescued your cat just to look cool. That's why I'm doing this. Because I've never thought it looked cool. To me, it looked like I was double talking, saying don't have cats, and here I have cats. I have one sitting in front of me right now. As soon as I started doing the show, he climbed up. That's who I'm petting right now. But I didn't do it to look cool, but to explain why and how I got into having two cats, I should say. Now, you got the information wrong. There's another cat in the other room that's a big, fat, orange cat. That's the one that I rescued. This cat is a kitten, and my son got it for his son, and I knew it was trouble because they got it from her brother next door, and he gave him back, and he's going to go to the pound. So I adopted him. I'm the one that said, let's take him in. And this was one of the good things. But I don't have issues with women. When you guys are already filled with femininity, the last thing you need is more femininity around you. Cats are different types of animals. They're not obedient like dogs. Okay? I rule in my world. I control. And cats, you don't control them. There's some kind of psychological thing where guys who gravitate to cats and don't have women. I don't know what it is. I'm not a psychologist. In my days, a lot of those guys, they were homosexuals. So that's coming from my days. Okay? Hope that helps answer your silly ass statement here. Let's see, the finish of the statement. Besides, the key to get a chick is confidence, not arrogance. You mean arrogance. I'm gonna leave your comment because you don't know who I am, all that kind of shit. Chris D from Geeks to Pimp. He made a comment. Thanks, Chris. Lightning. I can be single for many different reasons, but I think it's because I keep telling myself the story that I get no women and it manifests itself into my reality. I try to change the story, to I get some women, but when I do, I start remembering all the women who blocked my number after the first date. Tell me what happened after your first date. You seem like a normal guy, although you might have a different kind of sense of humor. That might be, killing shit. Tell me what happened after your first date, Lightning. Post it inside the Facebook group so we could look at it privately with just the members of the group also. Make a post and describe, what your dates were like so we could fix the problem. From women, it could be because I'm the most left-brain person I know who thinks intensely. That could be. Find left-brain girls. Solves that problem. And it's difficult for me to have good conversation skills. I've never seen a problem with you because I think so much that it's hard to talk at times. Really? You? Sounds like you were one of those kind of wise-ass white guys that always, cracking jokes and doing silly shit and having fun. Having beer parties and chicks hanging out. Maybe it's because, although I'm average height, I have a thin, narrow body. I didn't see anything wrong with your body either. I'm not saying I'm skinny or scrawny. I've got some muscle. It's just that I was not born very wide-boned. It could be because a piece of me died after I lost my job and had to live in my car for a week. That could be it right there. Living in your car should have empowered you. Cat hair floating around. God damn it. One thing I liked about this kitten was that he didn't shed. Then we started letting him outside. Got to the heat. He sheds now. And I didn't go get the cat just for this goddamn show. Every time I sit here, he always jumps up on the table and wants to lick my beard. We have a war on poverty, a war on drugs. If we combine them, then we have a war on blackies. Make sense? Cute little Susie. That is obviously a dude. Yep, that's a dude. Let's see, we block the user, and then we delete the comment. No sense other black folks reading that. I'm interested in learning more about the energy of words, and also more on this coming war. Under one of my past shows episodes, Chris D, like the shit with the wide hips women being intimidating. Christian 357 on the forums. Okay, so I know Christian is the fellow that I was having discussions with. So I'm going to go back to his first comment. Damn, I was about to say pounds on that 50 pounds of muscle a year. P.S. paused the video and called me on it before I could even think. LOL. Probably because I know how people think. Like the shit with the wide hips being intimidating. I'm not sure. I don't remember the everything I said in my past shows. Those are from 2004, 2005. So we're looking at 10 years. But I have talked about wide hips before. That's one of my preferences, is I like women with hips. A good birthing hips, they say. Chris also continues to say under the same show, it scares me when you talk about being 20 and the issues and fears you had, because it's the exact same ones that I have now. They are identical. That's what I tried to tell you on the forum. I know where you're coming from. I know why you choose to speak the way you do. I recognize in you myself at your age. Soki Sako. Under comments, Arnie had little legs. That's why he took a lot of photos with his calves covered in every photo. A lot of gym rats do the same thing. Yeah, but he also uh, decided to build those up, and he cut his shorts off. Uh, it was announced. I think he talked about in his book Encyclopedia of a Bodybuilder, one of those books. He cut his shorts off so we have to see. Look at his calves. He started doing heavy calf raises barefoot, so he get up on his toe to get that extra ounce. There, Soki Sako. Brother Knowledge Supreme. Why do women get turned on by a man's nice body? As I said to him, the same way that you get turned on by a girl who has nice body. And then Android says your followers are brainless idiots, so Android is gone. He no longer has a voice on the channel. I hope you guys appreciate that I get rid of idiots, because if they start, stop, saying shitty stuff to me, they start on you guys. So he is now blocked, and let's go ahead. I'm gonna delete that comment because, Brother Knowledge, you don't deserve someone saying stupid shit like that to you. Let's go up to the top and let's go ahead and delete his first comment because just talking shit. I was gonna leave it, but after that, he doesn't deserve it. And he'll call me weak or whatever, not realizing that I'm weeding out because it's my blog, my video blog, it's my house. Okay, so why would I want someone coming into my house, tracking mud? Let's say they walk through a bunch of pile of manure. Why would I let that person in my house to track manure all over my house? These people, you got to explain it to them in terms like that before they finally get it. Oh, yeah, he's right. When you look at it in terms of your house, because this is my product, my video blog, my everything. I created this. I attract all the followers, all the people. I do all the shows. Okay? My property. So why would I let someone come in and track shit all of my shit? All of my stuff. Think about that. What kind of man does that? A weak man. So these weak motherfuckers, and that's how they try to train you out there, be weak. They're always surprised when I ban them and I delete their comments. They need to read the book Leadership Skills of Attila the Hun. Go find that book and read it. He lopped their heads off. I'd get rid of you. Clint Denver, great video. Okay, I think we've caught up. Nope. Carol Hawkins, I remember this one. Wigtow? No, MGTOW, you mean. Who is black. I don't really listen to him. I just stumbled on his channel by accident. He said women are obsolete. That is extremely strange to me. I'm starting to wonder if he's a subliminal homosexual. I believe that a lot of these movements, there are homosexuals hiding, waiting to take advantage of a fresh man butt. They'll get to know you, sniggle up in and sneak up into your life. Hey, let's go camping. Fuck women. Let's you and I go camping. Get you drunk. Wake up, your pants are down, your asshole's sore. Let's see, where am I at? Weak man. Okay, I guess that's enough. I get people who don't know what I do here coming into this channel all the time making silly ass comments. I'm trying to straighten you guys out and show you the real truth of the way the game works and how to get ahead in life and in the game. I'm glad I was able to communicate successfully with Chris D so that he learned where I'm coming from. Like, he probably thought I was attacking his voice, but I recognized him from another place and tried to show him that I did the same thing. That's why I recognize who he is and where he's coming from. And I'm actually trying to help. There are lots of different ideologies out there on the upcoming war. I'm just presenting one side, my side of it. You can listen to it or not listen to it. You know, I'm not saying that we're not going to get locked up and all that stuff. But I'm saying that before the change to happen, it has to happen within, one, the Caucasian race, because they rule the world. So if anything's going to happen, they have to let it happen. And it's going to be more of a spiritual war. Them waking up, as I said, telling the bad ones, fuck you, you ain't doing this shit to the other people anymore. Stop. When enough of them says it, they'll get control of those kind of people. That's it right there. Oh, that must explain where that dude, Susie something or other, came in, made the comment. He's not aware that back after the 60s, our government, should I say this, was funneling drugs into the black community. There's so many videos out there showing this proof. Even those conservative types have researched that and found that to be true. But let's just say it wasn't the government. Let's just say it was corporations or, the drugs that get there by themselves. And if you know anything about the black community, we didn't have the ability to go outside the country and start funneling them in there by the truckloads. The guys that buy the drugs, they buy them from Caucasian people. They're the ones who run the drug community. Despite what they show you, the black dealers out there, they're not big enough to import that shit. You guys should know that. Be intelligent enough to know that. The guns, what black person owns a gun manufacturing plant? They can buy guns by the buttloads. So when you start look at the real truth, a lot of you don't even put that together. That's why you think black folks have all these guns. No, we don't have guns. It's Caucasian people that have the most guns, and they shoot them. Go to a shooting range and count how many blacks you see in a day. Oh, but the dealers, they don't go to shooting ranges. And what percentage are they of the black population? Less than 1.1%. I'm thinking how few the drug people are. You have to learn to start using your head, fellas. Okay? So, after the 60s, the drugs were in the community. They set out to destroy the black community. Again, to quote J. Edgar Hoover, to prevent the rise of another black messiah. You've seen I've talked about the videos. Chris D actually posted a very good video on the forum, exposing that same thing that I talked about, how they funneled agents within the black community to cause disruption. I believe that is also what happened in Ferguson when they started to do the peaceful protesting, because the people that were doing the rioting, if you go back and study the videos, they had no idea who those people were or where they were from. All I see is let's just say the powers that be. I know some of you guys get nervous pointing the finger at the government and CIA or the FBI or whatever. Because I used to watch that show FBI. They had a show on the FBI back in the 70s, and I'd watch Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. trying to change the image of the FBI. Anyway, so let's just call it the powers that be. Funneled it into the black community, changed our structure. Think about it. If we were at 12% single-parent birth rate in the late 60s, and we're now at 72%, what happened? Ask yourself, what happened to us? Look how these kids worship tennis shoes now. And dreadlocks, and not that there's anything wrong with dreadlocks, but they do associate them with, drugs. Unfortunately, not every person that has dreads is a drug addict. But tennis shoes, sagging, look what happened to us. Ask yourself, how? If you're white, ask yourself, how did that happen to those people? Then start looking for evidence of what occurred. And then you'll see everything I've been talking about has been the truth. How did I know that? Because I lived through it. I watched it being done. I even commented on one of their first experiments. Okay? The first experiment that I was aware of is that they got us to wear our clothes backwards. The black community. We look like idiots. Walk around with our coats on backwards. Stealing. The next experiment was a social experiment, was to wear your pajamas out in public. Now that affected, unfortunately, for the Caucasian community, that affected them as well. That's one of their little things that went awry. And so we had everybody wearing pajamas to school. But if you look at it, look where it started. Now they've been trying to feminize black males. We're the hard nut that they can't really crack with homosexuality. We're still violently against it. They're trying, and they're making headway. You know, they're getting black dudes wear skinny jeans, so gay guys look at the shape of our thighs and the roundness of our butts. Because we got the round butts. Let's be honest. Be real about it. We got the round butts that gay guys like to look at. We don't have flat European asses. So they get to fantasize about your butt. And then the sagging. The saggers are showing the shape of their buns and their underwear. They don't realize that's all homosexual. Homosexuals have learned and gained a lot of power out there. I'm not saying hate homosexuals, but I do hate their agenda. And they're part of that agenda to feminize the black community and to introduce homosexuality as a norm within the black community. Caucasian world, you guys accept it as a norm. Oh, you're all happy, free love with it, and most of you. In our community, we still are against it. Violently against it. So they haven't broke us down yet, but they are feminizing a lot of black males. In this community, the dating community, I've seen 2 instructors kiss each other. This was back in, I think, 2008, somewhere in there. 2 male instructors openly kissed each other. Now, I know I keep talking about, you know, in my day, my time, but what time was that ever a good thing for males to see, especially within how to get women community? Think about that. And those 2 Caucasian males, the Chris D guy said I could never have a show without talking about race. You're absolutely right. Because we deal with this shit every day. Okay? So it was 2 Caucasian males. I can't even remember their names. I ejected out of that thought. When is that normal behavior for men? Period. I'm trying to bring normalcy back to the world of dating. Bring manhood back to the world of dating. To invoke masculinity within the males that listen and follow on my channel. Women come in making them sideways comments on men. That's why I see these guys that come in and want to talk some shit, their heads bobbing side to side, hands on their hips. I see them as feminized males. I was just listening to a video by Cali Muscle ranting on feminized males, making comments on his channel, shit like that. I agree with them. I wrote on that video, "Amen, preacher brother," because I see that in these males, black, white, whatever they are. Even had an Asian guy try to talk some shit. He called me fat. Went to his channel. He was fat. Fat little Asian guy. Jeez. So I delete them because they're feminine. They're feminine males. We don't need anything to do with femininity around here. That was my objection. If you're single with issues, having cats, I do it to only allow masculine things because I'm teaching masculinity. Now, it's true I did used to hate cats, and this experiment, this situation, has taught me to like cats. I like cats now. I learned that dislike of cats from my mother. Surprisingly, as a woman, she hates cats. She likes little dogs, though, now that I think about it. Don't know why my grandma had big dogs. So, as I close out the show, fellas, I'm only trying to help. I'm only trying to bring you back to the way men were so that women could find you more attractive. A female is not going to like another female these days. Although we see a lot of bisexuality, but when you got a dick and you act like a female, she's not going to find you attractive. She can't trust you to protect her, to be the protector and provider, which is our role as men. Their role is nurturer, okay, uh, baby producers and nurturers. Now, I'm looking at the simple concept of man-woman. Okay, I'm not adding some egg-headed shit to it. To break it down to the simple. Nurturers, baby producers. Protector, providers. It's only in this day and age I've seen males whine about their natural role as men. When you get through playing, having fun in the dating world, you're going to want to settle down with one female, and you become her protector. Because if someone came up, if you're dating a girl and someone came over to her and started slobbing on and kissing her, aren't you her protector? If you're dating a girl and you want to get married to her, don't you want to help provide a good home for her, stable environment for her, so that she can have your young in a nice, stable environment, a safe environment? Or are you the type that doesn't care about your kids' well-being? If you're that type, then you're one of those people that don't accept their role, which is sad.